He was just a boy when the police first came knocking. A lanky, wide-eyed teenager with dirt on his feet and the forest in his bones. Colton Harris-Moore grew up on the fog-drenched shores of Camano Island, Washington, a place where the line between wilderness and civilization blurs like breath on glass. His father was gone, his mother drank, and the woods? They listened. They kept his secrets. When he was 8, he was already running, not away from something, toward freedom, toward a feeling that rules didn't apply if you were fast enough, smart enough, invisible enough. By 13, Colton had turned burglary into an art form. Small things at first: flashlights, Pop-Tarts, camping gear. He wasn't stealing for money. He was stealing to survive, to stay moving. The homes he broke into weren't ransacked. They were visited. Sometimes he'd leave thank you notes or signs. A footprint on a freshly waxed floor. A half-eaten cereal bowl in a polished kitchen. The media called him a ghost. The cops called him a menace. But kids, they called him a legend.
Then one night, deep in the underbelly of a closed airstrip, he found it. A Cessna 182 Skylane, sitting under the moon like a sleeping animal. No co-pilot, no training, no license, just YouTube videos and raw nerve. At 2 a.m., he fired up the engine, heart pounding, breath sharp. The roar shattered the silence, and Colton Harris-Moore, age 17, lifted off into the dark solo, a child of the forest, now king of the sky. The authorities were stunned. Stealing a plane wasn't just a leap in crime, it was a declaration of war. For Colton, it was the ultimate escape. He crash-landed in a cow pasture in eastern Washington, vanishing into the woods before anyone knew what had happened. It wouldn't be his last flight. In total, he would steal 5 airplanes, each more daring than the last. Sometimes he'd land them cleanly. Other times, he'd crash and run. But always, he got away. A surveillance camera at a grocery store in Idaho caught him once, barefoot, grabbing a banana and chocolate milk. In the background, a wanted poster bearing his own face. At 18, Colton was now America's most wanted teenager, and the legend of the Barefoot Bandit had ignited. Every town from Oregon to Nebraska buzzed with rumors. He was everywhere, he was nowhere. Sightings became folklore. Merch popped up online. T-shirts, fan pages, ballads. The FBI called it a manhunt. For many, it felt more like a myth in real time.
But for Colton, each success made the next risk easier, bolder. He began targeting private hangars, small airports, unattended runways. And then he vanished again until a farmer in Iowa reported a broken window and a strange note, "Thanks for the pie." The bandit had passed through. He was still out there, still barefoot, still running. Authorities believed he might head south. They were wrong. He was flying east, over the Rockies, under radar, brushing the tips of treetops like a phantom. Colton eventually landed on Great Abaco Island in the Bahamas, ditching his final stolen aircraft in a marshy jungle. It was his boldest move yet. International flight, out of the country, with the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and Interpol all on his trail. Locals were stunned. Some saw him sipping a soda on the beach. Others said he slept under boats. But every new sighting added to the mythos, and every law enforcement official knew the bandit was cornered. July 11th, 2010. A stolen speedboat tore across the Caribbean at dawn. Bahamian police were in pursuit, closing fast. The boat stalled. Colton jumped, swimming for the shallows. He stumbled ashore, barefoot and bleeding. The chase ended not with a gunfight, but with open palms. He raised his hands, smiled, and said, "You got me." It was over.
He was 19. Back in the States, he faced a string of federal charges: aircraft theft, interstate burglary, escape, identity fraud. But in the courtroom, something unexpected happened. Reporters watched him sketch aircraft blueprints on legal pads. Engineers noted his mechanical intuition. Psychologists cited his IQ. And another life, one judge remarked, this kid could have built planes instead of stealing them. His mother sold movie rights. Hollywood came calling. And in prison, Colton Harris-Moore began writing, not manifestos, but dreams of becoming an aeronautical engineer. Some call him a criminal, others a folk hero. But perhaps the truth lies somewhere in the quiet space between a child's need to fly and a world that clipped his wings too early. The Barefoot Bandit didn't just steal planes, he hijacked the American imagination, leaving behind a trail of wreckage, wonder, and the burning question, what if he had never been caught?